Everyone, during this video I'm going to talk about the nootropics, which I really feel I cannot live without. It's been my experience that these have all really helped me in terms of just every area of my life and being the best me. And that being said, the placebo effect is a real thing. So I'll give you assurance that I really feel this stack does work with me. Fortunately, I have had the experience of trying nootropics that did not work. I can give you a long list of nootropics which I tried and I noticed didn't do anything, but these ones, after doing multiple cycles, I can say I really can't live without them, and man, I just love them to death. Firstly would be lion's mane. In terms of its effects on your mood are so profound, or they're very profound for me anyway. Particularly, I like that it uplifts my mood without being a stimulant, because typically it's stimulants which uplift your mood and therefore they can interact with your sleep and you can just be in over aroused state. For example, caffeine or the Rasatams. I don't like obviously having that stuff before bed, but lion's mane, not only is it a mood uplifter in terms of helping with like depressive symptoms or pessimistic thoughts, but it seems to make me just overall like a little bit more curious. I have a better relationship with my work, better relationship with myself, and a little bit less anxious. And beyond that, I would say other than lion's mane, it would be the Rasatams and a choline source. So I'll go over these one by one, but to give you an idea as far as the 4 Rasatams that I like the most, and I feel these are very underrated, would be Premrastam, Oxyracetam, Aniracetam, and Premrastam. Man, these 4, they are so effective. If you've gone through a cycle and didn't notice the effects, I really just recommend you give it another shot, because overall, it's been years of going through them, and now when I just take one of them out of my stack, I can definitely feel it. It's a real thing. In terms of it, Premrastam would be, I would say, the least effective of the 4, but that being said, it's very clear that Premrastam has a very strong impact on your mood, your sleep, and your energy levels. And it seems to make my whole stack work better. Aniracetam is very special for recall, particularly like socially. So you'll notice if you're somebody that struggles with like social anxiety, Aniracetam is something where you look forward to having conversations with people, you feel very present, and your recall, you'll never find yourself being lost in terms of just finding words. You can just articulate things better, and I like it a lot for that reason. Once it's out of my stack, I notice it within maybe a week. Premrastam, I would say, is the best of the 4. However, they all they all serve their purpose, but particularly I think Premrastam can really help anyone out because its ability to make you work for a long time is just very profound. They say that you really have to master the art of repetitious boredom to be good at something, right? And Premrastam, it just makes you able to repetitively do things almost in a way that it makes you a bit robotic. So I don't think it's great for creative work, but just your ability to stay engaged and stay interested in a task and have the discipline and willpower to like do it and do it and do it. For me, I remember when I first started like a sales job, and I had to make a lot of like prospecting calls. I had to call leads, and it was just easy. I didn't find it boring. I just went through it. I was really focused, really engaged, and I attribute a lot of that to Premrastam. It's very powerful stuff. Now, other than that, I don't find Premrastam has that much of effect on your mood, but just specifically makes you work. And I do find one downside is again, it can make you a little bit like robotic. You'll forget about like your social life, you'll forget about things which typically excite you. But that being said, it's a must, and I need it in my stack. Oxyracetam is slightly stimulating. I find it the most stimulating of the Rasatams, besides phenylpiracetam. Specifically, you get an alertness which is there, and your priorities really come top of mind. Like you take it and you immediately can feel it, kind of like an acute effect of I got to get this done, like a mental energy. I really like the stuff for that purpose. And that being said, like your recall's better, your learning retention's better. It's slightly stimulating, but at the same time, you're not overstimulated to the point that you're anxious. It almost just feels like, you get like a little bit of boost of energy, like almost like a spray of nicotine. And then beyond that, of course, what'll make your whole stack work better is some alpha GPC, which is going to help you with your memory. It's going to help everything better. There's a synergistic effect as well of taking alpha GPC, which is a choline source. So having that there, you're going to be able to solve complex problems. Your recall is going to be better. Your mood's going to be better. Your sleep's going to be better. I hope that was helpful, guys. Surprisingly, I've noticed that a few nootropics that I've recently learned I can live without are the adaptogens. So bacopa and rhodiola, they're good for helping to fight fatigue, but they don't have the effects as far as like changing my personality in ways that I want to. And as far as like my relationship with work, it's more so those things just help me really just have more physical energy, have more mental energy. But cerebrally, I don't really feel like they do much that way, like in terms of like making you smarter, quote unquote. And then the other thing is Noopept. It's actually a good idea in my opinion to cycle Noopept if you don't, because it's been my experience and a lot of people's experience, like typically like you go 2 months on and a couple weeks off is good, and it's seems to like lose its stimulating effects. For Noopept, it works acutely. You know you have to take it a few times throughout the day, like 2 or 3 times typically, because you'll take a dose of Noopept, like 20 milligrams, and it'll work maybe for a couple of hours. But you notice there's diminishing returns on that. After a couple months, you try your Noopept and it's just not as effective. So I would recommend that you cycle that. Hope that's helpful, guys. Those are some new nootropics that I really like a lot. They've helped me a lot. Maybe they could help you too. I love your comments, so leave your comments, click like, click subscribe. It really helps me out, and hope to bring you guys some great content. If you want to hit me up, if you have any questions or any inquiries, just email me at thenootropic@gmail.com, and I'll look forward to seeing you all next time.